Okay, let's go. Let's share the screen. Okay, so let's get underway. Make sure that Melanie's here. Okay. Okay, so welcome to Marketing and Manifesting Your Business. This is a free webinar to give you a taste for the workshop of the same name. I'm Nicolas David Ngan of the Centre for Conscious Ascension. So thank you everyone for turning up. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. So we'll get underway. All right, so why am I here? Okay, many of you have asked, how do I market Centre for Conscious Ascension? And so this workshop is a response to that, because it's quite challenging coming into the alternative field, especially if you've been in the corporate world, because the rules of engagement of working in that world are a little bit different. And so my mission is to help you guys, having trained you, most of you, in our therapies at Centre for Conscious Ascension, on actually how to get those out in the world. Because I noticed that there's a lot of our mirror, Ariel, Halle, and I, who set up the centre with me, noticed that a lot of you guys learn the therapies, but actually find it a real challenge to get out in the world because it's a different skill set required. And what often happens is that a lot of people have been imprinted with the corporate way of doing marketing and running business, but it doesn't work quite so well in this spiritual field because it's we've got a different sort of goal we're trying to achieve here. So I'm going to share the secrets of how I market and manifest Centre for Conscious Ascension. Well, an introduction, which is what we can do in 2 hours, is a lead-in potentially to marketing and manifesting business on training, which runs for 2 days in September. That's 6th and 7th of September. And so that gives you an overview of all the landscape, the energetic landscape and business landscape that you're entering into and how to navigate that. Because a lot of the normal business processes in 3D business don't work in this sort of businesses that we're entering into here. Okay, so let's have a go. So Melanie, do you want to try and turn on the video on one of your cameras, one of your laptops? I can't actually ask you to switch it on here for some reason. See if that works for you. Okay, so I want to find out why you guys are here briefly, because then that gives me a bit of background. Okay, so you guys want to share a lot of you know each other, but some don't. So you want to give your name and where you're from and what brought you here. What do you need from this mini training? So you can just put your electronic hand up. It's at the bottom. Raise hand. That's easier. Then I get you in the right order. Okay. So we've got to be pretty focused here. We've only got 2 hours. So who wants to go first? Okay, Albert.
Hey, Nicholas. First and foremost, I have not taken your Center for Conscious Ascension course, or I'm not a practitioner of your work, but I have read your book. A couple of years ago, I came.
Yep.
I got your book.
Yep.
I found it very, very interesting. So, of course, I became a follower of you and your information throughout the last couple of years. What I do is a specialized hypnotherapy method that we call regression hypnosis therapy, also known as past life regression. That's what some folks call it. Although we know that the title is slightly flawed because it's not always past life, it's all of it. So I came across this mini marketing and manifesting course, and I just felt attracted to showing up and seeing what you got to say. Does
Okay,
that make any sense?
totally. And where are
Okay.
you, Albert?
I'm in Ontario, Canada.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
All right, welcome, Stine.
Yeah, I'm Stine and I'm from Denmark, and I attended the Soul Contract Reader practitioner training just a few days ago. And I'm trying to get a business up running, contract reading. So that's why I'm here.
Okay, thank you. And just tell everyone where you are.
Oh, in Denmark.
Emma. Okay, all right. Katarina, still on the same continent.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Katarina. I'm in Prague, and I was part of the soul contract reading in March, right? Was it March? I'm still part of the corporate world, and I'm trying currently to escape it. So I'm looking for some probably a kick from you, Nicolas, to start doing the soul contract readings, and also for some inspiration and best practice sharing from you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Who's
you.
next? What we're doing is we're setting intention here, you see. So, Preet.
Hi everyone. I am here because I have completed my soul contract training 1 and divine healing 1. I'll start my divine healing 2, I think next weekend. I have been working as a life coach for the past 15 years, but being focused on talk therapy mainly, using NLP, CBT, and all of that stuff. But the past 5 years have really taken me deep into my own journey, healing, and now it's become a whole container of mind, body, and soul. So I now am revamping my current website and just want to make sure I market myself in the right way to my future clients. So that's what I'm here for.
Alex.
Hi, I am Alex. I'm in New York at this moment. I just took your contract class reading 1 a couple of days ago, and my goal is to start this business by the end of this year. So that's why I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Just Linda.
Hi, I'm Jaslyn. I'm from Malaysia. My intention is to understand how I can reach out to more people and to do it the right way so that we can bring in the right kind of people with the work that we are doing.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right. Melanie.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute.
Okay, it works.
Hi, I'm
Well done.
Melanie.
It works. It works. Cool.
Is it working? Okay.
Yep, we can see you and hear you. Great.
Okay, perfect. Hi, I'm Melanie Haynes. I sit in San Diego. I just finished soul contract reading training level 1 with some of the people on the call. So nice to see y'all again. And I'm signed up for level 2 and 3. I'm in corporate America right now. I work at Cushman and Wakefield, so I market properties for a living. I'm trying to drastically create my exit plan to get out of corporate America, or at least transition into more of a soulful business. So I just really want to learn, like what you've said, Nicolas, like how to market this type of business properly, and just like learn the different techniques, how it differs from like corporate marketing. I'm going to be creating a website so people can do some bookings. I have some practice readings this weekend that I'm really looking forward to, but I just don't really know how to do this in the non-corporate world. So I'm really looking forward to learning some tips, and then also hopefully seeing some of you in level 2 and 3.
Yeah. Okay. Gustavo. We're covering pretty much the
Hi.
whole world today. So
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Gustavo. I'm in South America, and I came to this work as a client, like with Nicolas, actually quite recently. And I've been thinking and exploring the idea of practicing the soul contract reading. So I'm just here to explore this idea and see, yeah, just to explore this idea and get a feeling of how I would market it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Tajinder, you have to unmute. You have to unmute.
Sorry about that.
That's it.
Hi everyone, I'm Tajinder Verdi. I just completed the Soul Contract Training Level 1 this week. I was hoping that a lot of my classmates would be on here so I could get to see them and hear them again. And also, I wanted to have a little bit of a taste of this through this webinar about how to market, because I'm thinking at some point I will set this up as a business. At the moment, I am definitely in the corporate world, 3D corporate world. And until things start to shift a little bit for me here, I'm a little bit stuck where I am, but I definitely want to get all the tools and everything, all the information that I need ready so that I can move into my purpose with this work.
Okay, thank you. We've got another Melanie Haynes here, Jared.
Yeah, well, she sent me the link, so I don't know why I'm labeled as her, but my name's Jared Carter, and I'm in Oregon, Portland, USA, and I'm here because Melanie sent me the link, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about it. So
You can change your name. Click on the three little dots on the top right, and you can rename yourself. Okay.
okay,
All right.
cool,
Welcome.
thanks.
Okay. Albert, you still got your hand up. Was there something else you wanted to add?
No, I don't know why I have my hand up. Let's take it down. There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we've got T Tan Hong. If you want to join us, just click on the little box that comes up for coming into the main room, or you can just stay in the attendee room. It's up to you. Okay.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Do you want to join us on the video? Because we're gonna, so you can connect with everybody. It's up to you.
I'm still at work, so I just want to be in silence, please.
Okay. Or do you want to just, are you able to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is I Hong. I'm Vietnamese. I'm participating in this masterclass to how to understand how to apply sales plan in marketing and how to move my business in a next level.
Okay then.
Thank
All
you.
right. Okay, thank you. I think that's everybody. All right, let's get into it then. So, okay. All right. So now we know why you guys are here. So we're just going to give a little taster of the workshop, full workshop. So, becoming a spiritual entrepreneur. What do you think this is? What's a spiritual entrepreneur? I just want to put your hands up and I want to get a feel for what you think that is. And we'll just get some ideas moving here. Okay. All right, because you're transforming and moving into a different state of being in order to do this work. So who wants to give a shot at that? There's no wrong answers here or right answers. It's just I want to see you thinking. Tajinder.
For me, it's about being able to sustain myself whilst living my life on purpose, and that feels a lot like wanting to help people. Yeah, so I think that's in a nutshell, that's what I want to do. But it's okay to want to help people, but you also need to be able to sustain yourself, make a living, and it's hard sometimes to live your life on purpose and do both. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any other offers? Just give me a feel for where you are on this. Preet?
I've just jotted what came through to me. For me, it's about being in service to spirit to help the collective consciousness to rise. And where we live in the 3D world, it's all about money. And here for me, it's the currency is energy. So for me,
Can you say that again? I didn't quite catch that, the last sentence.
in the 3D world, the currency is money, whereas for me, in this dimension, it's the energetics. That is the currency.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Getting there. Anyone else want to share their thinking on this? Katerina.
So what came to my mind is helping people in 5D spiritual level to make some money in 3D.
Okay. Stine?
Yeah, I've thought a lot of the same things as to gender. Is like, for me, it's like how do I balance, the need and the wanting to earn money, but also fulfilling my purpose here on earth. So
yeah. So the purpose of this training is to help you begin the mindset shift to a 5D mindset, business mindset. This is what we're trying to do here. So we get to get you to think about it, because we're so conditioned by the matrix on how business should be. I mean, I used to be at a high level in corporate finance in the city in London. So I've seen the high end of a lot of money, billions I used to deal with in projects, and see how that sort of business works. But then I left that because it became dissatisfying to do this, which is a lot more interesting to me. So I'm speaking from sort of experience of what the corporate world is like at a high level. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's go. Anyone else want to have a say? I mean, the idea is just to get the thought process going. That's what I'm actually doing here. Otherwise, we can go to the next one.
Can I share something?
Who's that? Alex.
Yeah. For me, it's more like there's obviously you need resources to survive in this world, right? But it has gotten to the point where that's not even enough, and I'm having a hard time being in that world, but then you cannot not participate in that world. Do you know what I mean? So I guess I'm looking for like some type of peace, how to like negotiate the two and be able to be successful in the two, because I can't fake it anymore. It's just like I'm not interested in money, but like the reality is that I need the money to do this also, right?
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My goal.
Yeah, we've all still got bills to pay, mortgages, kids, all that sort of thing you got to deal with. Yeah. Gustavo, what are your thoughts?
Well, like for me, it is trying. So I've helped people like with health issues, but never professionally, just people close by me. I've delivered them solutions that like mainstream medical care just don't know about and can't. So I see in this work a way to also help them even more. But also, I'm trying to understand if this could help in any way to change where things are going in a big scale nowadays. Because it worries me a lot, the state of everything, like where things are heading. And so maybe see how could I contribute to, make things better. Yeah, in a macro scale.
Yeah, every little bit matters. Enough of us, there's about 200 or 300 million light workers like us on Earth. If everyone did a little bit, it makes a big shift. So everyone matters here. Because we all sat back thinking, oh, someone else is going to do it, then nothing's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Melanie, what are your thoughts? It's not a meeting, is it? Let me see if
I
I
know,
can.
sorry, I'm on my phone still because I couldn't get my computer to work. So for me, a few things. Like I want to learn how to properly engage with people from a monetary exchange standpoint in energy work. This has always been something that I've just given very freely because I love helping people, and I, just see things and then I, talk to people, or I'll just do it, right? And it's like, um, now I'm going to be charging for these services. And so to Preet's point, like I love what she said about, like, this is an energy exchange. And when you get into the 5D consciousness, you're more, that is the currency up there. And that is really what money is too. It is energy. And, I've been in this like split role of doing my woo woo stuff in corporate America and trying to kind of bridge that gap. And I don't really want to like run away from that and then just go all into spiritual work. Like, I want to bring the spiritual work into corporate America and like raise the consciousness of the corporate world. And so I want to like blend those two paths, if that makes sense. So it's a completely different way to charge. I'm sure it's a different way to handle objections with your clients, like, and just to make sure that I have the proper boundaries and tools and resources to know, like, what's the kind of right way to do this in the 5D world from an energy exchange, because it's not maybe all based on dollars and cents, but from what I've learned, you do still need to be honored and valued for your work in order for you to be in line with spirit, and for you to have that abundance mindset. So really just trying to like kind of understand how I can still be in the corporate world, but work in a way that brings this level of consciousness to that. And so to me, a spiritual entrepreneur is that, like, I want to kind of trailblaze that path and try and blend these two worlds and help, women. I want to help people, but really women that are battling a lot of this role. Once I figure it out, I want to help others figure it out, but I haven't quite figured it out yet.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a great need to take spirituality into the corporate world. I had a go back in 2017. I formed a management consultancy based on the soul contract reading work, and we used to go in and help small, medium-sized businesses up to about 1,000 people do use this, and it's very effective if they're open to it. Okay, but it was a little too slow for me. I have a 12-3 soul contract reader, so I prefer to work with you guys. It's a lot faster and more satisfying to me. So, so I think it's a lot more open now, according to my friends.
How long ago was that?
I think we formed the partnership in 2017, and I did it for about 3 or 4 years. But I realized I needed 48 hours a day to run 3 businesses: a training business, software business, and a consultancy. So I had to give something up. So that something had to go. But it's quite doable. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for your answers, guys. So we're going to move on now. Just got the thought process going. So here's what I think. It's just another idea for you. So a spiritual entrepreneur is someone who's actualizing their soul journey through the expression of their soul purpose through their spiritual business. So basically, they're one and the same thing. Okay, so you can have you can have your business. In your business, because you know how the soul contract creates your reality, is an external hologram of your inner soul journey. Okay, so your business is like an ongoing, your spiritual business is like an ongoing workshop, 24/7, and it helps you in a living. It helps you serve others, and it also helps you achieve your soul destiny, your purpose for being here. And most people on earth are doing things which aren't aligned with their soul purpose, and they're not very happy about it, as you might have noticed. I mean, Gallup did a study, I think, in the 80s or 90s, and about 89% of people in normal jobs emotionally disconnected from their work because they just do it to pay the bills. They're not really interested, which is a pretty shocking figure considering how much time we spend at work. So this is where, I mean, I love getting up in the morning. I'm really looking forward to teaching this and to teach. I was born to do it. Just what I'm here to do. So I get a lot of satisfaction out of this. And so this is about doing something you love to do and you get paid for it. So a good question for somebody is, if you won the lottery, would you still do what you do for work? Well, I would. I wouldn't change much at all. But most people would say, I'm going to leave this horrible job and I'm just going to retire or semi-retire or whatever, or set up my own business. That's a good measure if you're doing the right thing. Okay. So how do you become this spiritual entrepreneur, someone actualizing their soul journey? Okay, through their business. We begin with the end in mind. This comes from Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. And the end in mind is the delivery of your gift of service to the world. Okay? It's not about making money. It's what deep in your soul do you really want to share in this lifetime that you came here to deliver as a light worker in this case. So where are we going to find this? Oh yeah, well, you got to give it to somebody. So it's delivering your gift of service, what you love doing, to your dream client avatar. In other words, your ideal customer in plain English. This is what we call it in marketing. That you love working with, and they love working with you. It's not just somebody you're trying to sell something to just to pay the bills. It's someone you want to really work with them, and they love working with you, which is unusual in business. But this is the key. If you can find that dream client avatar, and they love working with you, and you're aligned with your gift of service, okay, that then is the beginning of your business. That's the key to the whole thing. Okay. And today we're going to start working out the beginnings of, well, what are these two elements? What's your gift of service and who's this avatar? Because if these two meet here, they connect like that, it's the beginnings of your business. That's called an energetic business. Right? So let's do a bit more around this. So, what is your gift of service to the world? What are you most passionate about and love to do? And we're going to sort of start thinking about that. And this is to be found for those of you who've got your soul contracts, which I think is most of you, or pretty much all of you. This is to be found in your soul contract, physical and spiritual karmic aspects. So whatever your deepest, darkest challenges have been in these two areas of your life, and you know they're only a negative context for you to transmute into positive attributes, talents, that these three contain what your gift of service is. It's in the hard stuff, because you're going to earn those gifts by working through them throughout this life. And the soul destiny is the result of working through all your soul contract issues. Like in physical karma, I have a three, and that is all about overcoming unworthiness to express deep soul wisdom. Noe, you got a question?
How come your talents aren't the gift of service to the world?
They're in there as well, but these are the most important ones, because the ones you have to work, they help deliver these two. Okay? They all matter, but the most important ones to look at are the physical and spiritual aspects. Okay? And so my one is to learn how to overcome unworthiness to teach, which is what I primarily do now. My spiritual karmic aspect is a 9, which basically is massive disempowerment as a child. And as I overcome that, I come out and empower you guys and everyone who works with me to get on the path. My soul destiny is also a 9, so it's more about empowerment. You know, I go on about following the spiritual signature. It's about trusting yourself, going with the flow of what you feel inside. That's why we talked a lot about it at the workshop last weekend. So what we're going to do is we're going to work in pairs now, okay, to get to your true gift of service. All right. The way this works is that we're going to have, you're going to have about 20 minutes, 10 minutes each way, where for the first 5 minutes, which is a long time, okay, I want you to tell your partner what you believe your gift of service is right now, because you may not have even vocalized it before. I want you to put it out to the universe, and your partner needs to write this down. It's most important. You need to write down verbatim what your partner says, and they can speak for up to 5 minutes. Okay, 5-6 minutes should be enough. And then what you do is that when they've said all this, if you're the one who's listening, I want you to say to your partner who was speaking, I heard you say this. This is what you said about your gift of service. And you read it out slowly so they can hear it. It's a very powerful mirroring process. Okay. And I want you just to, if you were the initial speaker, I want you to listen carefully and hear it. And this may be the first time you've heard someone else say it. Because what we're doing is we're starting to manifest this into reality. It's very powerful, this process. Okay. And as you hear it, you're going to get a lot of clarity and you're going to go deeper into that gift of service. Okay, so you're going to learn a lot from this. Okay. Okay, so everyone clear on that? So there will be a 20-minute timer on the top right in the breakout rooms. Okay, so you've got 10 minutes each way to do that, to speak for at least about 5-6 minutes, and the partner will mirror back. Okay. All right. So this is the tricky bit here because we need to, okay. So because of the way Zoom works, okay, I can't have breakout rooms on a webinar. So I'm going to send you another link, okay, which you need to click on that link and log out of this call. It'll be a normal meeting link and come back into the room, okay? Is everyone clear on that? If you're not clear, just say so. Okay, and I think what I'll do is Alex?
Okay, my question is, so you're going to send us a link. We're going to go into that link to go to the breakout room. How do we come back to this?
No, I'm going to send you a link, and you're going to leave this webinar meeting, and you're going this webinar space, and you're going to go into a normal Zoom meeting space like on a training, because in that space I can set up the breakout rooms. I cannot set them up here. Okay, but the reason I have to do this way is because this sends you the reminders and books you in, because the meeting space doesn't do that in the same way. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to email it to you all. Okay, that'll probably be the safest way. And so when you click on the other link, it'll ask you to leave this meeting and join the other one. And we'll see you in there. Then we'll set up the breakout rooms. It's the only way I can do it. Okay. So I've got the list here. I'm just going to find you all. So T, I'm going to include you as well, so you can come to that meeting as well.
Can you add Jared too?
Yeah, I'm going to add Jared. Okay, just give me a few minutes to set this up. This is the only slightly awkward bit of doing this thing. Okay, so, all right. Okay, so we got you, Albert, got petitioner here, and the list here. And here you are. Find you, Alex. Wasn't possible to send you this earlier because I didn't know who was actually going to turn up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this email to you in a minute, then to confirm you've actually got it before we leave this part of the call. Get prepped. I've got each DNA 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we put T in here as well. And Jared. Okay. I'm sending you the link now. If you just check it's arrived, okay? It'll say Zoom link for breakout room sessions. On its way. Whoops, I think I forgot to post the link in. Hang on. Do that again. Sorry. Gotta find the right link for that.
I think if you just posted the link in the chat here, we can all click on it directly from the chat and then we don't have to wait for email.
Okay, let's try that. Just gotta get hold of this thing. We'll try that. Okay, it's gonna be in the chat, guys. It's not letting me paste it. Why is it not doing that? Try again. Okay. All right. I put it in the chat. Okay. I'll also put it in the email again, just in case. Okay, I'll wait till you've all left before I leave this meeting, so you actually still access to the link. So Gustavo, have you seen the link in the chat? You have to switch on the sound. Preet, have you got the link in the chat?
I just should say one sentence. It's like bringing spirituality to the world, and I also know that's in my soul contract. So I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Am I supposed to ask her questions, Nicolas?
No, you just meant to feedback. You could ask her for more depth on what does that mean, because you've got quite a bit of time left, Katerina, if you want. And then once she's finished, then you say, I heard the following, and you read it back to her. Okay.
And should we also go to the soul contract and talk about our karmas and destiny to kind of...
If you want to, and if you've got the time, yeah, you can talk about that if you want to. Okay. Just go with what feels right from here. This is just to get you started. Okay.
So do you remember what is in your spiritual karma and physical karma? Just see if it ties to and the destiny.
Yeah, I actually have my chart right here. In my destiny and also in my physical karma, I have 16-7, and I believe that that's all about bringing spiritual energies to the earth plane.
I know we're not supposed to be, it's like I wanted to ask Nicolas, like, how do you not focus on like the money piece? Like, I want to not think about the money and just be like, oh, it's gonna come and just do this. But when you're building your business or
you need to be, it's not about ignoring the money. It's about making the money not the first priority. The first priority is to be of service to others. Money is a close second. It changes the priority from the Western approach, which is money at any cost, which has led to the big mess we're in.
Right. And Nicolas, it's not even like a conscious thing. Like, it's like subconsciously, because I've been in sales and like that's just the way I'm wired. It's always like you're always thinking about something like, well, is this going to make me money? And so I'm like needing to like rewire the subconscious thoughts, because I'm like, I just want to build it and I know the money will come. Like, get out of my head. But it's like the money is just like money.
It takes time. This is the Western disease. Money is a poison that was sowed on earth to basically corrupt us, so that we separate from each other. Whereas we're moving to a place of being loving service to others, to help others grow with our gifts. When we're in alignment with that, money will naturally flow anyway, so it won't be an issue. So you're at the beginning of the mindset change, Melanie. This is normal. So don't fight it. Just acknowledge it. You just acknowledge you've been imprinted, brainwashed, or whatever you want to say, by the corporate world. And it's just there. Just say, it's there. Oh, she's disappeared. There she is. It's there. And just acknowledge it. But in this process here, I'd like you to focus on what is the gift you want to deliver, knowing the money will be there. Because that's the important bit, you see.
Right. Okay.
Well, perfect. Thank you.
I think we'll dive into the gift of service bit. And then I think he said mirror back to what you say. I would mirror back to you, and you mirror back to me what I say. That's the exercise. So we'll do that, because I can go on for days on just chit chat for sure. There's no question about that. So you want to go first, or should I unleash the beast?
I'll have you go first. Would be great. And then I'm just pulling up. I just print screened the prompts, so I just got to pull them up on my phone really quick.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay, good. Do that.
Oh, the kind of what we're supposed to be.
So you need to write down by hand, Melanie, what Albert is saying.
Okay.
And then you're going to read it back to him, because the mirror feedback process is very powerful. Don't put it on the computer, on the phone. Just write it down. It's easy to get to. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You ready to launch?
Yeah. Let me get my pen.
All right. It's a pink one. I figured you that way. All right. So, gift of service. My gift of service. I've always known since I was a child that I would say things like I want to leave this planet in a better state than I found it when I arrived. So that was a very unique perspective, especially in my neighborhood and my culture. It was considered that was something you kind of kept to yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that sums up.
Okay, that
You summed it very well.
No. I mean, like, okay, so we started with like you overcoming your own otherness and you overcoming your own belief, not having your own belief in yourself, right? And the question was, who am I to channel, right?
Right.
But your goal is to gain a lot of knowledge, okay? Knowledge, resiliency, wisdom, and to share this knowledge, Christ consciousness, this energy work, right? With people who just like you, because this is about your own experience, right? They have issues with self-worth, they have issues with spirituality. For you, because you're working on these things, right? You have the knowledge, you have the tools. Not only that, but you have the structure. So when people come to you, your strength is in actually making them see that. You're actually making them see the beliefs that are holding them back. You're helping them see their self-worth. You're helping them see their value. And you also, because you have this knowledge, wisdom, tools, you are able
of yourself, and that way you can heal others, help others heal themselves. And that's the gift of service that you want to be in, to gift that side of where people can heal themselves. That's really powerful.
Yep. Thank you. Yep. That's what I'm here for.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm just going to put this here. No worries. I'm really sorry that was a little bit bitty because
Okay.
I was reading my notes and my notes are not very, my handwriting wasn't very great. What's the time? I can't see the time because I'm on my phone. It's a bit.
We have 15 minutes left.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add or share or talk about before I go into mine?
No, it's like, yeah, I've said everything in 5 minutes, done. That was very interesting. I think it's just because I've been really deep in work for the past 6 weeks, just doing my website. It's really getting in touch with my soul's essence and building my brand. So it's really helped me clarify a lot. Yeah, no, I've always believed I'm a lifelong seeker. So, and you coming from a Sikh faith as well, Sikh means seeking. So I'm a learner. I'm a learner, I'm a seeker. And I think when I feel aligned to myself, things just come and drop in my lap themselves. It's like, okay,
That's
you're
it.
doing this now. And I'm like, okay.
Being able to share that and learn, I think is it, it helps. And that's part of how I learn too. And that's part of one of my aspects in my chart is that I take in knowledge and ever expanding. So I learn by others and talking. And so I think all related.
Cool. Yeah. So you rather learn like in a team discussing with people rather than by yourself with a cool.
Yeah, I think I learn book stuff better by myself, but like when it comes to, I think there's that what I've missed most of my life is that ability, that connection to other people, and because I'm an only child, and I've just a lot of things that kind of just like isolate me, and learning from others is something that I haven't really had too much, and so I think that's great.
Okay. So I'm gonna read for you again what it read, because he said that we're supposed to read that very slowly, right? Isn't that what you said? He said that we're supposed to read it. So I guess learning from people would also come in, right? Into your goal, right? Because it's what, so you learn from people, and then you learn from people, you learn from yourself, and then you bring that knowledge, everything that you learn to others, right? So learning from people and then acquiring and bringing all that knowledge to much more people in order to help them and being a resource for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that feels right. Yeah,
Okay,
that's, I
cool.
mean, that's kind of where I'm headed, hopefully.
Okay. Oh, she's asking here. T is asking, what is the problem that you want to resolve to your clients?
My problem, or I mean,
I think
or
like what is the issue that you want
oh,
to resolve like for your clients? Like what is
well,
the
it
issue?
depends. You know, I think it depends on what their problems or what they're needing. But you know,
So I think that was very beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
so
should we get on to you?
yeah, sure.
I'm just turning off my mic because I'm writing on the computer. So just to not interrupt you with my tapping.
Okay, so one of the reasons why I signed up for soul contract reading was because I was looking for my purpose. I think all my life I was feeling like I'm supposed to do something else than I've been doing in the corporate world, exactly as you said. And the need of looking for my, let's say, even galactic roots, because I went all the way up to Andromeda and was looking to like justify the feelings I was feeling. So I went all the way up, and the regression and past life therapy to kind of try to understand why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, kind of a little bit an alien on Earth. And I was always very different from my friends and my family. And reading my soul contract basically gave me the answer of why I'm here, and it just felt so deep and so beautiful inside, because I have 13-4 in a soul destiny in my both contracts. I'm not sure if you have 2 contracts as well. I have phonetic and the written, and they share the same soul destiny. And I just gained so much clarity and so much belief in myself that I can do it, because based on my childhood, I'm 7 in karma. So I've been hiding myself behind these masks of everything is fine all my life, even though I was kind of dying and struggling inside. And this is also something I have to overcome when I'm presenting the business to other people, right? Because I don't like to be out there. But it's also about healing heart, and I have a lot of trauma from my mom and from my dad, like everybody else. And I think that getting deeper into my heart is helping me to also be a guide for other people. And I was always the
process. Can you also embody and feel your emotions and then ground into that energy and then share that out with the world? The 10-1 in your spiritual karma is literally you were meant to come here and raise consciousness, which is what you're doing, which is what you've known since you were little, and be basically a pure channel of God to help others raise their consciousness. And like that is like you're a pure connection and a channel. Everything else kind of goes away. And like that is like that's like what that 10-1. I mean, it's the Archangel Michael number. It's the beginning of the divination. It's the God number. I mean, it's so powerful. But until you get to that kind of like raising consciousness, you can also be not actually experiencing your full emotional spectrum, experiencing it, like letting it feel in your body.
Right.
But you have, I mean, so what I heard you say is that from a young child, you knew that you wanted to come into this earth and you knew you wanted to leave this place better than you found it. You've
That's right.
always held that, that idea. You currently lack kind of a money consciousness. You
Right.
really feel like you live in that 5D world, and
Right.
you really don't like, fit into the matrix much,
Right.
and actually the 8s in your karmic is all about not fitting into society. Like
who want to interact, people who want to go deep, and you're able to bring those kind of people towards you. Okay. And this holding space and sharing the wisdom and having that endurance is the gift that you are also able to share with them, so that they be able to feel comfortable in your space when they go through those deep questions as well, because you're able to give them that space holding, which they're very comfortable with. And with that, you're also able to share your authentic self and allow them to open up their authentic self eventually.
That sounds
Got
amazing.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
you got it.
Yeah. And the goal is to monetize this whole concept and this whole thing while using your intuition and your psychic part of it. Okay. And one of the most important things is for you to want to work out of that disempowerment so that you can feel that power in order to reach out to a lot of people.
Yes, that sounds amazing. That's it. We're
Right?
done. Our job here is done. We did it. We figured it out. We figured out the formula. We
Okay.
have to go to the other side.
Yep. So we
Thank
can
you.
leave the other side. Thank you. See you soon.
See ya.
Others to feel this, and you want to show them how to step and walk into their power. And with your soul destiny as a 10-1, you know you are a very high vibrational being. You're spiritual. You've said you're a channeler. And you are now realizing that your deepest desire is to actually embody the full expression of your soul and live from that place. What you want to do, what you know now is that you're here to be of service, to help other people come into their power. Because when people feel seen and validated, then they can empower themselves. And that's a very dragon energy. So yeah, do you want to be of service, helping people to step into their power as they walk through their life's journey? That's what I heard you say.
Yeah, I did. I did say that, and it was good to hear it back. I got goosebumps.
Glad.
Yeah, that was good.
Powerful.
It is powerful, yeah. It is powerful putting it out there for the manifestation to occur, isn't it?
Have you considered like adjusting your name or?
I haven't yet. I mean, I think I get through into level 2, maybe. I mean, there's been interest. I've always liked my name.
Yeah.
Never had any of that, but I am curious, like I've always had this, my partner, like I would love to take his last name and leave in my last name. My first name I've never really liked. So I'm kind of curious, like in that level, like what energy would that, why do I want to go by that? You know, like I know why I want to go by it because it's Carter Whitmore, so it sounds really really pretentious, which I think just sounds like I have money. But I'm just kind of curious, so it makes me laugh, and I think that if I was going to change my name, that's what I'd like. But I'd be curious to see what kind of energy that pulls in.
Yeah. So if I change my entire name, let's say if someone changes their entire name to something completely new, does that mean that you lose all of the positives from your old name? But no, because you already built those qualities.
Yeah, it's I mean, Nicolas is in here, so maybe he can
Oh,
speak to it
okay.
better. But I mean, from what I understand is that you know, your birth name is your birth name, and it goes with you your whole time, the whole life. It just adds another layer, and it could be that if you change your name, you might be adding you. There's the optimization is that you can add a name that enhances your purpose. Your purpose is what your birth name is. So, you know, if you go in and you change your name completely different and it's a whole different set of energies, it just might be, I think, a little bit more difficult to get to where you need to be to
Okay.
complete what you signed up for.
Okay.
So it's about, you know, optimizing your name or seeing that. And, you know, like in the class we had one of the people when they got married, their life changed, you know, and the energies changed in there because the last name that they took on brought in a new thing. It wasn't the same. They still have the same, you know, soul destiny from when they were born, but it just, you know, whether or not it was made it easier or not, I think is kind of what I gather from everything. So
Okay. Thank you.
yeah. Yep.
Nicolas here, yeah. Well, I don't know if he wants to say anything. He's just listening to us.
No, Jared's got it right. Right, spot on. I didn't say anything. No, he knows what he's
Okay.
talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Alex, did you get kicked out or did you just leave the meeting by accident?
No, I thought that we were gonna go to the original group, so I went back there, but then I found my link in the email. So how do I go back to the main room now?
You are in the main room right now.
Oh, where's everybody else then?
I don't know.
They must have clicked, but the good thing is that you emailed everybody the link. So if they want to go in, they actually will have to go into like the email. They have to go into their emails to actually like get the link.
Well, if you just leave the room, you should come back to the main room here. So
And that's what happened with Jocelyn, but then there was nobody there. So we were like, okay, we're missing the meeting. I guess we're going to the original meeting.
No. You just stay in this room. So
All right, I'll stay in this room.
so don't go away. Okay.
I'm not going anywhere, don't worry.
All right. I'm just going to email them.
Look for the others.
I'll look for the others.
Yeah. How are you, Nicolas? Good?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good.
Sorry, I missed your class. You saw my message, right?
Yeah, no, I saw your message. Yeah,
Okay.
I got it replying to everything.
No, it's okay.
Okay, you figured it out, Jocelyn. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jocelyn, we did it the right way. Everybody else did it the wrong way.
The other guys are still in the room, so they're still finishing. So
Oh, okay.
I will just, so don't go away. I'm just going to find out what's going on with your rest. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So Jocelyn, this is
I
what
went there and then I was wondering, like,
I know.
okay, I think I'm supposed to get back here.
Did you go in your email? Because I went in the email and I got the link.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like a right, it's like a ladder. You're just climbing up, and there's somebody up there who's pulling you up, and you're pulling the people down.
Yeah.
So it never ends. Yeah.
Yeah.
That helps a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's
So
nice.
let's leave the room and come back because I think we should come back now.
Yeah, just leave the breakout room and just stay in the main room for this call. Do not go back to the previous link. Just stay in this. Just say leave breakout room, the blue button. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop recording.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I said to you during that. That's funny.
But thank you. Maybe you want to keep in touch on WhatsApp or something.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
I can. Yes.
Just
I
write
can-
it in the other room. I can write you in
Just-
the chat. Yeah.
Just tell me a number. I will write it down.
I'm bad at wording numbers. So
Oh, here it is. Okay.
yeah, and it's plus 45 because it's Denmark.
High vibration. That's not true at all. Okay. A lot of those folks are broken for one reason. And so they do need help. And there was a past life regression hypnosis person, I forget his name, and he made it very clear. He's like, we should be getting therapy on a regular basis, just like our clients are asking for it. Otherwise, we're not a complete unit ourselves. And I thought, he's right. We don't do enough self-work. We don't spin it onto ourselves enough.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you would be doing. You'd be that piece to say, oh, well, I want someone. I don't want help from a left brainer. I want someone that's vibing on my vibe to help me, so that we're speaking the same language, so that you can, as you said, so you can help those who lack the money consciousness, which would be other spiritual practitioners. Shall I mirror back some of the stuff?
Sure. Yeah, and I think we've got to go back. So
Yeah,
we
why don't you guys just finish up very quickly, and I'm going to start getting the feedback from the other guys, and you come back to the main room, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Nicolas.
Click on the blue button. Just leave the breakout room. Do not leave the meeting.
Leave
Okay.
Got it. That'll be your responsibility.
Well, no, it's on. You could.
I'll show Albert.
You make sure Albert doesn't get lost in space, okay?
Yeah,
I will.
got it. I could do that.
Okay, people. Just briefly, how was that? How was that to hear the mirroring process? Anyone want to share that? We're just waiting for the other two to come back. They're nearly done. Anyone want to share how that was? It's a few people. Jesslyn?
Yeah, I think it was very powerful. At the same time, it was like kind of a reminder. And also it brought out something new as well. Because there was an angle that I did not realize. So when we did this, it was like, okay, I see that.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Yep.
Share. Thanks, Jesslyn. Anyone else want to share their experience of what they realized there? Preet?
I was trying to find the electric hand up. I realized that it was very easy for me to just say what my purpose or my gift to the world is.
Yeah, well, that means you're getting clear. And
Yeah,
the most important thing in this, because we're not clear initially at all. We've sort of got this sort of fuzzy idea.
Yeah, it was very surprising. I said it all, and then we checked our time, and we still had 10 minutes, like literally just from my part. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just found that very surprising.
Well, you've done a lot of work and working on your website. So honing the gift is very important, because when you're clear what you want to do, then it's easier to manifest it. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to share? No one else wants to share? Okay. We'll get on to the next bit while the other two guys come back. So, because I'm aware of the time here. So thank you for sharing. So we've got an idea of what the gift of service is. So, okay, so you've got this lovely gift of service you're going to take out to the world. Who are we going to give it to? That's the next question. Okay, who is the ideal client avatar? Ideal client avatar. Because there's no point having a gift if you can't share it. So we've got to go find these rare beasts. All right, so that's the next step. And the question that this is a question I was asking when I first started doing this work, when I went sort of full-time as a therapist in 1998, is there anybody out there? Which is a pretty alarming question to say that to the great void of life. I was a bit worried. So I left my corporate job, and I was using my pension payout to actually fund getting my business going. So I was taking a big risk. So, because if you're not clear, so you notice if you're clear on focusing on what you want, it's much easier to get there. You have to be very clear on who you're going to focus on delivering it to. Because the initial response, the initial uninitiated response when you first start doing this sort of work is, I'll market to everyone to get somebody. How many people have had that feeling? Put your hand up. It's okay to have that. Okay? Because that's not going to work. Okay? Because there are a lot of people out there. There's 8 billion people out there. And if you scatter your marketing energy to 8 billion people, everyone's going to get very little or nothing. But if you focus on a very specific niche of people, then someone's going to hear you, and then someone's going to respond. So when you think about, you might want to write these down. The gender, the age range. Okay. 80% of people who come to the Center for Conscious Ascension are female, and they're usually mid-20s onwards. Okay. Income level, most are professional people, and they've done a lot of work on themselves, and they're pretty conscious, and they seriously want to get on with it. They're not beginners, and they're very committed to their spiritual path. So how conscious are they? How committed? How spiritually evolved are they? It's sort of similar to the level of consciousness, you know. All right. And most importantly, where do these rare beasts hang out? Okay. Where do they hang out? Because you've got to know where to find them. Where's the watering hole, the spiritual watering hole? So these are very important questions, because if you can't answer those, there's no way you're going to find them. Okay. So we've got to get specific here. So this is 8 billion people. You want these guys here. So you got to figure out who they are, because you're marketing to everyone else. No one's going to turn up because they're not interested in what you're doing. But these guys are. Remember, these guys are the ones who love what you do. Okay? They love what you do. Melanie, have we lost Albert?
No, I told him to he hit leave room, not leave meeting. It just said leave room, and that's what he hit.
Oh, here we are.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Camera on. We didn't lose you. I was concerned we lost you in space, Albert. So you're good.
Yeah, I get lost at times.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
All right. So we're moving on to the next bit. Okay, Albert.
Yeah.
Melanie. Who is my audience? Often we ask when we start this week, is there anybody here? So the next exercise we're going to do, I want you guys to write this down, is that think about, as best you can, this is incomplete, this is just starting, the gender of the people, the ideal client avatar that you want to address, the age range. It's okay, the more focused you are, the more likely they're going to turn up. The more scattered you are, because the initial response when we start this week is to market everybody to get somebody, which gets no one. Okay? All right. I mean, you do that in commercial real estate, Melanie. You have a pretty good idea who your audience is, so you market to those guys. And that's 0.001% of the market, isn't it, probably? So it's the same principle here. Okay? Income level, level of consciousness, how committed they are to their spiritual path, how evolved they are spiritually. They're probably one and the same thing. And most importantly, where do they hang out? Because you've got to find them. Okay? So that's where you put your marketing. So the questions you're going to ask each other next. Okay? So we'll do maybe 20 minutes. We may go a little over time, if that's okay, just to give you enough time on this, because there are a few other things I have to say.
I have a hard stop at 10. I have a conference call, so sorry.
Okay, it's okay. You guys just stay as long as you can. Okay. So let's set this up again. Okay. So, all right, we're going to do different people. Jared, are you going to hang around for this? Are you able to hang around for this one?
Yes,
That
and I
makes
want
it
to work
easier.
with
Thank you.
Melanie.
Pardon?
I want to work with Melanie. I've
Okay,
been
you
wanting to
want
work with her
Melanie?
all class for the whole thing, and I never did.
Yeah, okay, well, you can. So let me just, I'm going to close these rooms. I'm going to recreate them. Recreate these rooms. You can work with Melanie. Okay. Okay, so Jared. So you're going to pick a different partner now. Jared is with Melanie. Okay. And we have Albert. Who would you like to work with?
Alexandra Buta,
Okay, you okay with that, Alexandra?
New York.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Jessalyn, who do you want to work with?
We touch.
Okay.
Is she there? Is she there or
Yes,
is she
she's here
working?
somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here. Thank you. Yes, I want to work with Jaslyn too. Thank you.
Gustavo, who do you feel like working with? Can't hear you, Gustavo. You have to unmute.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Preet.
Okay, Preet, okay with that?
Yeah.
And then we've got Katerina, Ine, and T in the same room. Okay. Same process, 10 minutes each way. Okay. All right. Then we'll have about another 10 minutes. We might go over time about 5 minutes, so that's okay. But I just want to give you enough time on this, and especially the first one. It's very important. Okay. And you can record, remember to record as well.
We both
Awesome.
have our green.
Okay,
Okay, I
so
have a hard stop at 10, and I think you have work too.
yes,
So
yes.
you go first, since you probably have you've already done some practice sessions and you already have your client base going.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do have, I think I realized how I do have access. I mean, for the last 3 years, I've been going to metaphysical fairs and selling crystals and kind of integrating into the metaphysical community around the Pacific Northwest. So that is, I think, a big benefit to me. So like where the last one, like where are these people hanging out? Like I kind of know that already. So, for me, I think gender, like you mentioned, female, definitely like at the shows, there's the female, but I'm really kind of interested though in like the male clients. I think it'd be,
Please.
not that I'm gonna target them or that's there, but I mean, I think maybe they might be a little bit more willing to open up to, a guy, who knows?
I would love for you to target the male consciousness. There's so many people working on raising the consciousness of females in this world, and no one is like targeting the males. And
Yeah.
there's this big disconnect. Like I feel like you could build a whole business around that.
Yeah, I remember meeting a couple of guys that are, they're just like
Is a good client. Because they got no baggage, they got no junk.
Right. So they don't they cannot judge it. Like there's not gonna be judgment initially, you know?
They
It's
don't
gonna
they don't have any ideas, they have nothing. But open-mindedness, without that, all is lost. That has to be there. Yeah.
I get it. In regards to, I mean, that kind of answers the other question where like how committed are they to the spiritual path? How do you see that? Like, do you see them being like committed, fully committed,
Yeah.
open to commitment? Like how
Open to commitment would be the least, the basic requirement.
okay.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Because yeah, well, it's kind of like I always say.
Same kind of thing. Oh, am
Yeah.
I recording? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I find that too. And also like so much like that you went through, your husband that you lost and you had to change names to get married in the Gurdwara. That's crazy. You had to
That's
be a
how.
god, you had to change your name.
Yeah, because
That's crazy.
in Malaysia there was a time at the Gurdwaras where there was this clause that said you have to be a Sikhi in order to be married in the Gurdwara.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So otherwise you would need to do the ceremony outside and you have to take like Babaji out kind of thing.
Oh,
So
I'm
it was
losing
like,
you. The reception's
oh, can you hear me?
I'm losing you. The reception is quite poor. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can see your bars are kind of yellow. So yeah. Okay. So it's like very different here. And it's still the same though. It's still the same. Although like I got married like 18, 19 years ago, but it's still the
Yeah.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh.
like, periods of loss of identity, but it's just that I had a very supportive husband. So it was, totally
Oh.
a different thing
Yeah.
altogether.
That's so nice. It's so nice, and it's so sad that you lost him so early. But
Yeah.
that kind of empowerment that he gave you, that was so nice. For that part of your life.
Clients. So even here now, I think I'm attracting the women who are committed to their growth and evolution, not just as women, but as, the divine feminine. That's how I see it, so I definitely need that. How spiritually evolved they are. Yeah, they know there's something bigger out there. They know that they're not just here to be of servitude and be passively just living their life, being told what to do. That they know they're very powerful women. They just need someone to guide them to really tap into that power and live with that power. And where do they hang out? They hang out in their work offices, they hang out in gyms, they hang out in posh restaurants because they're putting up this front that they're successful and stuff.
Yeah.
But when they come home to themselves or to their husbands or to their parents, they feel empty. So They're women who like to either hang out by themselves or they hang out with a lot of other people just to feel that they belong. So yeah, I want them
So when they come to you, I mean, you feel that they're sort of, they have this calling, but at the same time they're trying to fit in,
yeah,
and then they are like divided, and then
yeah.
they're feeling like,
conflicted.
huh?
They're conflicted in themselves.
They're conflicted, and they need someone to actually show them what's happening and be like, okay, that's, you don't have to fit in. You can actually
Yeah. Or if you're
take
fitting
your
in,
path, take your
yeah,
path, and okay,
yeah. Or if they are fitting in, I can show them why they are behaving in that way to fit in.
yeah,
So we are all community people, right? We want to belong, we want to fit in, but
yeah,
sometimes we do it at our own expense, at the expense of our own well-being and our own authentic selves, and we start becoming and morphing into somebody else. So it's like fitting
right,
in, but fitting in being you.
right.
And when you do that, then you are surrounded by people who are like you, not, you don't have to constantly fit into others. You actually attract people who want to be with you. So they become your companions. And then they start hanging out with those kind of people.
That's nice. And is that a long process? Like, how is that a long, when your clients go to see, is that a long process, or?
I think for me personally, what I've experienced on this journey, it's a long process and it's a lonely process as well. Until you tap into your power, then you're like, okay, I know now where to go and where to meet these kind of people, and not shy away and lock yourself away from going to
Right,
these places, hanging out in these places.
right.
So
Oh,
then,
that's very nice.
yeah. So again, just by my own experience, I went to a breathwork workshop last weekend, and again, because it's just been calling me, and I went there and I was like, oh my God, there are other women in Chicago who do this kind of work.
Oh, you're in Chicago?
Yeah, I'm in
Oh,
Chicago.
nice.
So it was like
Where?
downtown Chicago.
Oh, I lived in Streeterville
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm
for
literally
3 years. Yeah.
5 minutes away from Streeterville. Yeah.
Oh, right. Nice. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. So you end up going to places where you find like-minded people. And even though they are doing the work, they just need somebody like you to guide them, and so
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, you've done this? Okay." Because I had a few people come to me saying, "Are you doing this?" I'm like, "How did you know?" So, they come to you, and then you start hanging around with them, with the right kind of people in the right kind of places.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Gustav,
Yeah.
it's time to get Mira back to what she said to summarize, because you got 2 minutes, a minute and a half.
Oh, geez, God. Okay. So it's so she's focusing on, so I have to summarize her target clients, right?
What she said to you, it's a mirroring process. So
What I said.
She hears it. Okay.
Okay, so she wants to focus on female clients above 30 years old, professional women, but who work in the house or out.
And oh, that was good. I didn't press recording. I would like to hear yours because
me recording. So
yeah, I figured. Thank you, Nicolas. We forgot because you have a different help than me. What is your level of commitment?
I feel like they have to be like an 8, maybe. I feel like they really need to be committed to and committed to also doing the work that we represent to them in this work. Like if I say to someone they would really benefit from this thing, I need them to be ready to take, the next step. Otherwise I will feel like my time is wasted, and I know it's not, but you know what I mean?
That's awesome and interesting, because I feel like they could be like 2s or 3s.
Oh,
because you see that's the exactly thing that you're talking about. You have the direct help to people. I am just feeling that I just need to channel, and whatever you want to do, you want to do.
Yeah.
Of course, I want to have clients who will continue to divine healing so I can have long-term clients. But at the same time, I'm just here like a channel for them to hear it and decide if they want to do it or not.
Yeah.
which gives me a little bit more work than to you, because then I'll need to look for more clients, or I will need to teach. That's more about teaching other people.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so it's divider and you are more focused.
Yeah.
That's the different. Interesting.
Mm.
Where do they hang out?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know, in the virtual world, I feel like Instagram and TikTok is a really good pace. I find TikTok for mostly, you know, the 2013, 30 range, and also there's a really spiritual community on TikTok, so it's really growing on there. More
slogan, corporate consciousness, and you know, something like that. But I'm just like, well, do people even want what I'm providing? Like, that's where I need to get clear of my avatar so that I find value and I can progress that, because right now I feel like I'm disconnected, and that's why nothing's landing.
There are people there are definitely people, because when we do the shows, I mean, we have people who own businesses and who own stuff. I mean, the owner of my company, she calls herself a witch, but she doesn't tell people that because it's not okay in the corporate world to be a witch, you know. So
Right.
she would be totally on board with something, especially if it can be wrapped itself into, like you said, into a wrapper where it's more the corporate, like the level 3 stuff. You know, it's the same as doing a personality test in a way for them. So I mean, you know, they can do that. So I think you're onto something there with being able to access that group of people. And I think, you know, when I was reading the Lightbody integration stuff that they do, like, that class is very, very exclusive. It's not like a course you just sign up for. You have to actually be invited, and there's kind of like an application process, and it's only like 8 or something people, and it's, you know, 18 months, and you have to go to the UK, and like, part of what it said in there was that if you has any part of you that's wanting to do this for the notoriety of, like check it off the box, it has to be for the greater good of people. So I think in your sense, like, where you're talking about working with celebrities, it's like you have to really look at yourself and see and use that filter of, am I doing this because I really want to help them, or am I doing it because I want to be that famous, blah, 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 blah. And I think that really is, you know, kind of that key thing of when you're looking at it. Oh, we get the video from David or from Nicolas.
Have you guys swapped over?
Yes, we're on her.
You've done both directions, have you?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, you can keep yapping for a while then. You're
All
okay.
right. Thank you.
Just checking.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that's the key, like, when it comes to, you know, that is really.
And I feel obligated to return the favor. So, like, that's too long. 3 minutes is like the elevator pitch. I'm giving you
Oh,
5 because
okay.
I'm
You're
just
going the elevator
generous.
pitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my people are meditators, so they're accustomed to sitting there for a while. So if I do, they will allow me to do my thing for a little while. But I get what you're saying. You're framing it more like elevator pitch. Get your message across.
Get your message across, and then you move with no expectation. And
Yeah.
then if they're not ready to hear it, then they might hear it later, and they might, like, join you later. But then
Okay.
why would you spend 45 minutes? That's like way too much time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you live in the small city where, you know, you have the ability to do that. I don't know, but to me it sounds too much.
Yeah. Well, like I said, my people are meditation classes, so if they're there, they're going to be there for a while. They know that they're already programmed to be there for a while. So,
Understood.
yeah, so it's not like I'm saying don't go, stay a little longer. It's not like that at all. So
Okay.
it's a little bit different in those groups, but I get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. But okay, well that sounds good. So the last question I think is the winner.
Yeah,
That,
honestly.
that's the
And
winner.
something else, and I don't know if this is me, but I don't like to be sold on something.
Yeah, nobody does. I think.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know, maybe longer time feels too much of a commitment to me. I don't.
What is your handle? What are you on there as?
It's known as Jesslyn's Soul Guidance.
Okay, I'll follow you. I'll give you a follow. I find
Oh,
it very
yeah, sure.
hard as well. I
Yeah.
find that I had a lot of social media anxiety, and that was around being seen.
Yeah.
And it was actually work with Stina through the course that I kind of unpacked that a little bit. But yeah, it's a lot of being seen. It's that unworthiness that's there. Yeah, I find it hard.
Yeah, I find that as well. So whenever the word social media kind of rises for me, it's like, I'm taking a deep breath there, although I have tried my best to kind of be seen,
Yeah.
or in my perception that I'm seen, but I don't think so. I'm really being seen in that.
And then from there, I found him. Yeah.
Nice. See, what you just said would be your ideal client.
Say it again. You cut off. What
So
did you?
so when I asked you what brought you to Nicolas as a client,
Right.
you said because you were trying to understand your life,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So that
Yeah.
is again the 99, the sleeping dragon is trying to
Yeah.
wake up.
Yeah.
Could that be your ideal client avatar? People who are trying to wake up,
Trying to wake up. Yeah.
people who are trying to understand what's happening in their life, why things are happening, what do they
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Maybe craft out just a little description of why you went to Nicolas, and is that the kind of people you want to come and you want to
Yeah.
serve? It
Yeah.
will just help you get more clarity
Sure.
on this list.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so
really can.
Yeah.
And then almost of my client is woman. I don't have so much men client.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's mostly women for you as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And just out of curiosity, do you have the age range?
Yeah, it's in my soul destiny.
And the age of your clients?
Age of my client, not. I saw that I attract the people with my physical karma, the 10-1. Mama.
Okay.
So I don't know. Almost of my client had the problem of emotion or some kind of ikigai. They don't know what they really are. They
Okay,
just
and-
want to find
Mhm.
the true one that they want to do.
And how old are they usually?
How old? It's between 30 to 50
30
years
to
old.
50. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Thi.
Yeah.
Okay, so same like us, like me, 30 plus.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I think we are done, you guys, right?
Yeah. Katharina, what were your thoughts about the men thing? The gender.
Your men thing. I was curious, where is it coming from? What is your story with your father?
Yeah.
That was my
He's
fault.
very not emotional available and has never been. So yeah.
Okay, so there's some father wound.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why you're avoiding them.
Yeah.
But that also it could help you to heal if you actually let
down into the physical. There's one of those numbers, and I can't remember. And she has a 19.
Oh,
and I think-
Nicolas is here. Nicolas, which is the number that brings spiritual ideas from thought to form? Is it 6 or 19?
Yeah. So that's
6. Okay. Did you have 6?
Yeah.
In your chart?
I don't have it in my birth name chart, no.
Okay.
But I have 7, which is a connector. I have 4 7s.
Yeah.
We have to go back now, guys.
Okay. Thank you, Nicolas.
Best idea. Oh, the other folks are back now.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So, because some guys have to leave, I hope that was helpful, getting clarity. Hands up, you
Yeah.
got some clarity on your ideal client avatar. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next thing because some people have to leave on time. So we're going to talk about that was an intro to the first couple of hours of the training. And then what we're going to cover in the 2-day training is the following to build upon that. We've talked about the first two, becoming a spiritual entrepreneur and what is your gift of service. So how do we get there? How do we actually bring these two together? And our spiritual entrepreneur delivering your gift of service. Well, there's quite a few elements which you don't normally see in the corporate marketing. And the first is dissolving your ego to allow the soul to flow, to allow the spiritual signature, the flow spirit to come through you to guide you in your business. Looking at your home energy to find out what that's doing, because it has 50% of your reality is created by your home energy, the rest by your soul contract. We just did who is my audience. And then we start talking about how do we connect to this tribe, to your audience. Okay. And then the most important thing about a spiritual business is that business success is an inside job. It's not about making it happen, as you guys saying in America, at any cost. It's about working on yourself on the inside, because the outside is a reflection of the inside. And this is the tricky bit, reconciling the feminine gift, which you are passionate about, with the masculine marketing and business skills to deliver the feminine gift to the world, finding that balance. Staying connected with your training unit, with the training energy in the community, because often entrepreneurs are doing it by themselves, so doing it as a team. How to exit from the corporate matrix. Tricky job. And then what is the most effective form of marketing for your audience? Okay. Why business names are so important at attracting your ideal client avatar. Talk about that. So very advanced energetic marketing. And then once you've figured all that out, how it's the best way to roll your services out to the world. Okay. What are your channels to market? We have you have your ideal client avatar. What channels? Are you on Instagram? Are you on YouTube? Email lists, turning up at spiritual fairs in person. How does that actually work? And then we also talk about the Center for Conscious Ascension sales funnels. How do they actually work? Because one of the practitioners, Sebastian, helped design these for me using sort of state-of-the-art internet marketing, and they really work. I built a global teaching business when we started them about 10 years ago. So you can see how we really do it with our secrets. And so I'm in a masculine body, so it's a masculine approach. So it may not fully resonate with you, but take from it what you wish. And what's your spiritual business plan, which is quite different to a 3D business plan? How does that work? And then we have guest speakers on the training who will be able to help coach you. It takes about 18 months to 24 months to actually transition your mindset from a 3D to a 5D mindset, to deprogram yourself from all the things which you've picked up consciously and unconsciously to actually become a successful spiritual entrepreneur. Because if you can make that mindset shift and you stay focused, there's a good chance you'll make it. Okay. A lot of small businesses fail in the first 7 years because they're not focused and they don't have the right mindset. So the idea of this is to give you a much greater chance of this actually working. All right. And if you're interested in covering all that, the next training is run it twice a year. It's the 6th and 7th of September this year. This is the deposit, £124, about $156 US. Total fee is £367, about $462 US, and payment plans are available. So it's a bit of a rush. And it's marketingandmanifestingyourbusiness.com if you want to find out more. Okay. So if you want to ask any questions now based upon any of that, floor is open. Or if you need to leave for other meetings, I understand totally. So just wanted to show you, this was a taster to enter into a completely different world, which my physical talent 21-3 had to learn the real hard way, really hard way. So I'm just trying to make it easier for you guys, because I didn't know what I didn't know when I started this business. Would have made it a lot easier if I did. So, Stine.
Can you go back to the slides again?
Yep. Sure can. Okay, which one?
Not that one, not that one. That one. What's my spiritual business plan? Can you elaborate a little more on that? How that differentiates? Yeah.
Yeah, most businesses write a business plan, they figure it out with your left brain, okay? What we're going to do is teach you how to connect with your what we call the visionary template. Okay? Visionary template in the fifth dimension, the quantum field, which you designed before you came here. We teach you how to connect to that and how to surrender and allow it to guide you in your business. Because the principle is you don't actually have to work anything out. You just got to listen and let go and align, because your businesses are already designed. Okay? Because if you try and struggle and figure it out with the mind, there's only 50-50 chance you're going to get it right. This gives you a much better chance of getting 80-90% right, and therefore be more successful or viable. That's the first thing, become viable. That's what we talk all about how that process works. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Preet?
If you go slide back, I think it was 2 of 3, or was it 1 of 3? 1 of 3, please. No, one more back. Home energy is equally important. What do you mean by home energy?
We talk about the balance of the 5 elements with Vastu and with Feng Shui. We talk about how that works, how
Got it.
critical that is to your business.
Okay.
Okay. Very important. Okay. Any other questions or feedback, guys?
I have a question.
Gustavo.
Please, Nicolas, if if I were to use this for a company, let's say a company in the medical field that is aiming to help people, but I wouldn't be working directly with clients, could I apply your teachings?
It still applies because you're running a spiritual business for a medical device.
Okay.
You're doing it with love and service, so the same principles apply.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Because when people feel that you're doing it to be of service rather than just make the money, they're much more open to us.
Okay.
They're much more open because people are tired of being sold things to them because they feel you just want to make the money. So.
Okay.
All right. Any other comments or questions, guys? Okay, well now I can ask, because I covered the important things for the guys who had to leave. Okay, how was that discovering who your ideal client avatar? What did you learn about that? Just go for a couple more minutes. Just want to hear how that was. Anyone want to share how that was? Preet?
I'm just going to say it again. It's very affirming to where I'm heading. So yeah.
Was good?
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else want to talk about the rare beast they've discovered hiding in the bushes?
Well, I'll share a little something.
Albert, go for it.
For the most part, females are attracted to my kind of work.
Yeah.
So what came out of this was this idea that perhaps this needs to be brought to a male demographic and maybe have that a little bit be more in balance. So rather than being 97% female to 3% male, perhaps have it be, 80-20 or something like that.
Yeah.
So that would open things up a little bit. That would be a new door that perhaps I never went through, I never knocked on before. So that would that may present itself as a new spiritual opportunity for my message and my work. So that came out of it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's go at a very important niche.
Yeah.
One more person before we finish. I know you guys need to go. Want to share how that was? No, we're done. Okay. Right. Thank you, people, for total engagement. That was fun. Great having a lot more people than normal on this. and get the video out to you probably sometime next week. And I hope that helped get some clarity on where you're going. Maybe we'll see some of you on the training if you really want to get right into it even more. Okay, so you'll leave with a 5D perspective, 5D landscape. It'll save you a lot of time, which is what the whole point of doing this is. All right, take
Very
care.
good.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
weekend. All right, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Nicolas.
Bye.
You.
Have a
Bye.
good weekend. Bye.
Bye.